what is a firewall review and what are they used for? Which frameworks require them and how do you do it?
Yeah. So formally, it's required just by SOC 2 right now. We expect it to be part of the ISO standard. A firewall review is largely what it sounds like. It's a review of the firewall settings across your infrastructure. Someone on your team needs to go ahead and review the inbound and outbound firewall reviews for every appliance in your system, whether it's a virtual machine, whether it's a Docker container, whatever it is on your network, every piece of it. Think of it as everything in your network diagram. And you need to review the rules and ensure that they're all correct. Now, what correct is a judgment call in many cases. And so only you are going to know whether should this machine be fully open to the internet? Should this machine be fully closed to the internet? The point is that you want to verify that all of that is correct, that the rules match the expectations, and that they align with the relevant risk. The other thing that often comes out of a firewall review is, in many cases, clients, for example, you'll have a machine that is open, that needs to be open, so the firewall is correct, but it gets noted during a review, this machine is open, but it's not properly segregated in such a way where the rest of your system is secure. All that tends to be incorporated in that. In my opinion, it's one of the great requirements of SOC 2. I do it for clients even who aren't doing a SOC 2 attestation or compliance, because it's a key part of properly securing your network infrastructure.
I know that your team does this front to back for your customers, but if a person was doing this on their own, besides looking through everything, their databases, their servers, everything in their cloud environment and looking at the firewall settings, what's the proper way to document that you've done this? Like, how do you prove that you did this?
The deliverable you want to produce, whether you're doing it yourself or having a team like mine do it, is going to be something like a spreadsheet, an Airtable. It's going to be some kind of sheet where you list, here are all the resources in our system. For each of those resources, what's the function of that resource? What are the firewall rules, both inbound and outbound? And then most importantly, what is the justification for each of those rules? So if I have a server that needs to be open to the internet, that's fine. There's no problem. I'll have a rule that says it's open to the internet, and I'll have a justification for it, whatever that might be. Conversely, if I have a server that doesn't need to be open to the internet, that's fine too, and I should be able to explain why it isn't. The goal here is that you and your team, in putting this together, will be able to see if there's a mismatch there and catch if there's a misconfiguration of something. The ultimate thing you don't want to be the case is a box that should be very tightly controlled, that through user error or scope creep or just the evolution of your application doesn't have firewalls that match and so is accessible by systems or resources or the public internet to which it shouldn't have access.